battle was going to begin, he thought of the Lady Fatima, the mother of Imam Hussein. She was the reason that her had changed side from the bad to good. This shows how a high-ranked Lady Fatima is. On the other hand, Yazid, the chief commander of thousands of men, is remembered today by the terrible deed he did of killing Imam Hussein and his family. In one of the thousands of men was Hazrat Hur. As Imam Hussein travelled, he saw her and his wanderer, thirsty for water. By Imam's generosity, he gave them and his horses water to their fill. There also was a man who couldn't get water to his mouth due to his injuries. Imam Hussein fed the man water, even though he didn't have any himself.
When Imam Hussein reached the battlefield, he was getting ready to start the battle. Hazrat Hur remembered Lady Fatima and thought how upset she would be if her son was to be killed by him. Although Hur was on Yazid's side, he had respect for Lady Fatima and could not bear to talk about her in front of Imam Hussein because he knew how much the Imam missed her. This is when he told his son to get some rope and tie it around his hands so that he could not move them. Then he told his son to go with him. They approached the Imam with Hur's hands behind his back and asked for forgiveness. Imam forgave him, but Hur had one request. That request would be that he and his son would be the first martyrs of Karbala, and only after that can Imam go and fight. Imam was shocked, but he granted his request, and Hur and his son soon were the first martyrs of Karbala. We must learn from this action because Hazrat Hur made a wise but hard decision that cost his life. But by the remembrance of Lady Fatima, Hur had enough courage to change sides and end injustice. He used his intellect and made his own decision.
Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad.
Brothers and sisters in Islam. Today, we would like to talk about a great personality who, although Zia remains strong in Karbala, this pious man is the one and only Imam Zain al-Abidin alayhi salam. We all know him by As-Sajjad and Al-Amin, the one who constantly restrains and is trusted.
There was an incident at the Holy Kaaba during Hajj where the heir to the throne, Hisham ibn Abdul Malik, was doing tawaf of the holy monument, when a large crowd appeared at the Black Stone. Nobody seemed to recognize Hisham in Iran. He was thus unable to kiss the holy stone. Frustrated, Hisham went away and sat on the floor next to an elderly man. While the heir to the throne was busy sulking, the group blocking the holy stone suddenly parted. Curious, Hisham went to see what caused this phenomenon. An old man then walked through the gap made for him and kissed the stone. The old man then continued his tawaf and so did the large crowd. Hisham was previously convinced that he was the most respected and recognized man in the land. Asked the elderly man he was previously sitting next to who he was. The elderly man was a famous poet named Farazdak. Farazdak told Hisham that the man who the people parted for was the most respected and looked up to man he knew. Hisham was furious that Farazdak rated this man so highly, although the future king was within a few feet away. When he asked Farazdak the name of this highly rated man, the poet replied, "This is the man whose whole family were being martyred in front of his very eyes. The same man that prostrates for so long that people are convinced he is sleeping. This holy man is Imam Zain al-Abidin alayhi salam."
This holy man was not only loved for his love for God, he was also loved for his charitable side. A very famous writer revealed a story. One day the Imam saw how poor his town was, so he decided he should give some food to them to keep them living and warm. But he didn't want to go around everyone's house and boast that I'm delivering food for everyone, so consequently, he masked himself and went with an enormous sack of fresh food right at the break of dawn and dropped some food at everyone's door. Every morning people were surprised to see food at their doorstep. After only a few days they thought it was just luck that people were dropping food at their door. After a couple of weeks of feasting, some people were thinking that it was just not luck. It was someone intentionally leaving food at their door, or some others just took the food for on him. Some people went around and tried to find who was kind-heartedly leaving food at their door, and they only found out who it was when Imam Zayn al-Abidin sadly passed away, and when they took off his clothes for ghusl, they could see the scars on his shoulder to see how heavy the sacks were.
As you can see, the piety and the wisdom of our great Imam is unending. This is emphasized during Karbala. Although he was ill, he was still determined to fight, and only the wise words of his beloved father could stop him.
We would like to end with a thought that some of you may have heard before. If ABCD is represented as 1, 2, 3, 4, then like A equals 1, B equals 2, C equals 3, and D equals 4, and so on. Then
Hard work would equal 98%.
knowledge would equal 96%,
Attitude would equal 100%.
and the love of God would equal 101%.
Imam Zayn al-Abidin had the love of God and all these qualities in abundance. Even after his companions, family, and even himself had died, but a book was still dedicated in his name. This book, Sahifa Sajadiya, can still be read today. Salawat.
Allahumma salli ala